Meet Latika and Palash, two bickering siblings with their backs against a wall, desperate for money. School football coach Latika, played by a charming, self-assured Tanya Maniktala, is struggling to stay on top of her family debts and pay back the loans of her late father. Palash, played by Tabbar's sparkling, sincere Sahil Mehta, is her opportunistic brother with sticky fingers who stole from the wrong people. Desperation forces the siblings to resort to crime to clear their debts and escape their circumstances. It helps then that the pair find a massive crate of guns hidden in the tunnel under their home in Purulia, stashed away by their late father 20 years earlier after the infamous Purulia arms drop, which we've seen referenced on screen before on Anurag Basu's underappreciated masterpiece Jaga Jasoos. Now, you'd think you know how the story might play out, right? Brother and sister need money, they find enough weapons for a small army. Surely they stumble and falter as they attempt to become DIY overnight arms dealers to find a buyer for the guns, and in the process attract the wrong kind of attention from the authorities and dangerous criminals, right? Except this curiously oddball 6-episode series from writers Aman Manan, Ritu Shri and Ruchir Arun doesn't go for the conventional, but more on that later. At first glance, Loot Kaand is beaming with green flags. It's co-produced by Drishyam Films, directed by Little Things and Ghar Vapsi's Ruchir Arun. It has a charming cast, it's rooted, imaginative, well acted. The writing and characters have personality and texture. Above all, it has this delightful offbeat oddball energy. So it's a surprise then to find a show as promising as this on Amazon MX Player, where the bar for storytelling, like this story's hidden stash of guns, tends to be deep underground. But Loot Kaand is a scattered, unlikely, ambitious mix of fun ingredients seasoned with lovely quirks that doesn't quite come together as a cohesive, satisfying meal. While I'm all for not going for the obvious and conventional, I struggle to wrap my head around the odd structure and understand the why behind many of its head-scratching narrative decisions. The series is playful and overexcited to the point of being convoluted. For one, the actual guns in the basement premise isn't really the core plot for the siblings till halfway through the series. Instead, at first, we get a botched bank heist. Structurally, this is one of those crime caper stories which follows multiple overlapping arcs which eventually all collide together. There's a central sibling story, there's an odd thread about two henchmen played by Saad Bilgrami and Manvendra Tripathi looking to retire and get away from the crime boss they work for. And there's also a mysterious teacher who's also looking for the guns, played by a show-stealing Gyanendra Tripathi, who's undoubtedly among the most soothing and reassuring presences within Hindi cinema today. So then, for much of the series, we get a sort of overlapping anthology of arcs. The problem is that they're not all equally as engaging, and the series takes too long to click into place. Early on, it also felt like there's not enough pacey plotting here to sustain 6 episodes, almost as if this was initially a tighter, punchier feature film that's now been extended into a series. Tonally too, while I enjoy the ambition of blending comedic banter and life-threatening stakes and weirdly violent murder sequences, like the narrative, the various tones don't quite come together seamlessly. In one scene, a character is excitedly explaining a map of intertwining underground tunnels to another character who looks confused and disoriented as he struggles to keep up. And I felt like saying, same here. Instead, I'll remember Loot Kaand for its lovely little details, its smallness, specificity, and ambitious mishmash of ideas. Whether it's two men trying to find buried treasure by following a bunch of riddles, or the unlikely buddy cop pair of bickering siblings as desperate underdogs who outsmart criminals and killers, or the rare child character from Hindi cinema who isn't screechy and annoying but actually smart and sensitive and awarded actual dimension, played by an excellent Mihika Vasavara. Throwing back to the earlier idea of following clues and solving riddles to find treasure, watching Loot Kaand kind of felt like being stuck in one of those escape rooms, where there's much to be taken by and all the detailing, vibes and sheer effort around you. You love the idea of it and you know you're theoretically supposed to be having fun, but when you struggle to follow along and figure out what you're supposed to be doing, it's easy to feel lost and frustrated and wish you were given something more straightforward. You can watch Loot Kaand on Amazon MX Player. For more reviews like this one, subscribe to The Hollywood Reporter India.